Hi, I'm Blake Reed Evans. I'm an It Takes a Pro team member, and today we're going to be really jumping into one of my favorite subjects, which is formulation. Have you ever been in the situation where you use your favorite product and your favorite formula and your favorite toner, and it didn't come out the way that you had hoped? Because I know that I've been there before, and what I realized is that favorites in our industry are getting in our way. And what I mean by that is like favorite formulas, favorite techniques, and even favorite products, because these are the things that box us in. What I realized is in our industry that we need to be more problem solution oriented. And so once I adopted that for myself behind the chair, I had less redos. I had less clients coming in quicker for toners. And all this led to better guest loyalty, which is what led me to my favorite topic, which is talking about acidic versus alkaline hair color. There is acidic demi-permanents and alkaline demi-permanents. Acidic demi-permanents do not lift or shift their natural color. Alkaline demi-permanents lift and shift, but in a very controlled way. So it will lift or shift maybe a half level, one level, at max 1.5 levels. You can use alkaline color to actually lift and brighten someone's base, cover gray even, and then also tone. But you can also use a demi-permanent whenever you have someone with natural hair in between highlights to be able to do a toner. So that's a really big difference between them. The first concept that I want you to understand is that we need to pick products based on end result, right? So most of the time when we're toning hair, we're toning with an acidic hair color. My personal favorite is Redken Shades EQ, and it's beautiful and it's sheer. And actually a little bone I want to pick with people in our industry is that people are getting online saying that they're upset that colors like Shades EQ are sheer, but that's the magic in it because that's what makes the color very, very beautiful. If you have hair that's blonde, right, and you have a nice clear acrylic display, it is going to be very transparent. So you can see the swatch underneath because you're getting really beautiful coverage, right? So this would be representative of using an acidic hair color. It's see-through, it's transparent. So the times that I reach for acidic color is mainly whenever I want something kind of pastel, light, golden, very, very bright, when I don't want my highlights to disappear, right? So that's when I would use an acidic hair color. But have you ever toned somebody and you wished that they had more coverage? My friends, this is when you reach for something like an alkaline hair color. So my personal favorite is Dia Color from L'Oreal Professionnel, or I also have been really into using Super Sync from Matrix. It's new to me, so I'm still learning it, but it's been really great. But the example here would be having a much more high coverage. So you have this blonde hair here, but once it gets covered up by this panel right here, you can't really see it underneath. And that's the example of how high coverage it is. You have to think about the end result, right? So you've got acidic, which is much more see-through and sheer, and then you have an alkaline color that is much more opaque and you get higher coverage. So the times that I reach for alkaline color would be brunettes that don't want any warmth, redheads that want a lot of vibrancy. But then there are people who need their blonde preserved or they don't want their highlights to disappear. Then you would switch for something that is much more acidic. To take your visual learning even further, I have two different swatches here for you. This very first one is 07cc from Redken Shades EQ. And I show this to you because I love Shades EQ. This color is really great for many reasons because it has no background. So it is going to be light and bright. It leans a little bit more of a yellow copper versus when you reach for something that is like an alkaline demi-permanent. Now this is 7.44 or 7 copper from Dia Color, and you can see that it is a little bit more saturated and appears not quite as dark as the 07cc, but it has a much more red reflect. So this comes from two things. One, the fact that this is an alkaline color, but this one has a little bit of a background color in it because this also has the ability to cover gray. Whereas the 07cc is light and bright and has no background in it at all. So there's two things at play. This one is acidic with no background. This one is alkaline, so more coverage, but also has a little bit of brown built into it so that it can get some gray coverage. So this is a really good example. But not everybody works on colors this vibrant, so I want to switch gears into talking about some other options that we have. So I'm going to talk about two acidic colors because no two colors are the same. So this is why as stylists, I think it's important to swatch colors out. I'm a huge fan, as you can tell probably, that I swatch a lot of things out because those swatch books can be a little misleading or they only show so much. But I love taking old extensions from clients and turning them into swatches. So I have two things here for you. This is probably everyone's favorite toner, which is 09 GI from Redken Shades EQ. And the reason why we like it is it's a gold iridescent, but really it's a gold violet. And what it does is keeps the hair warm, but prevents it from being brassy. That's why we like 09 GI, right? So it is a gold iridescent, but really it's a gold violet. In the same level, we have 9GV from Tonal Control from Matrix. Now, this is also a gold violet. Both of these are acidic colors. Both of these are level 9s. Both of them are gold violets, but they still have very different finishes because the products were developed by different people. But the thing I don't want you to do is to take a look at either of these and be like, okay, well, I like that one better than that one. And you might be thinking, why is that the case? And that's because you're not thinking in a problem and solution format. I want you to think, okay, if the hair's super yellow, then I might need to reach for the tonal control. But if I have just that little bit of like good kind of yellow and I want to keep it warm, but I want to curb the warmth a little bit, then you might want to reach for the Shades EQ. Again, not one of these are better than the other. Not one is prettier than the other. It's just what end result are you going for? So to take this even further, I have one more example for you because now we're going to compare two different things in terms of alkaline versus acidic. And we have the brand new launch from Redken Shades EQ, which this is a 010 NP, natural pearl. It has a brown to tan background and it's a natural pearl. And I love this line. Like it's just saved me so much time in mixing. It's so beautiful. Now this is the Matrix Super Sync 10V. So this is an alkaline demi-permanent color. So both of these have really beautiful end results, but it's just about the time and the place. Now, if someone has natural hair in between their highlights, I might not necessarily reach for the 10V from SuperSync because it has the ability to lift and shift their natural color and therefore create warmth in their natural color while toning the rest of it. So I might reach for the Shades EQ one in that situation. But you better believe that when I do a lighten and tone service, then you can go in and use the SuperSync 10V. And I love this because it has such a beautiful saturated platinum, but it is not too much and it's not too dark and it's also not too light, and it definitely handles warmth because you can see how icy this is. My challenge to you is the next time that you walk into the Salon Centric store, of course, like go in and like buy your order, pick up the things that you normally need, but then go try something new. Like if you've never used Shades EQ before, go grab a bottle of Shades EQ. Maybe you've been a diehard user of a different brand and it's time to go and reach and try something new, because the more that you do that, you're going to gain more experience so that you can start thinking more in a problem solution format, so that you can start delivering results more consistently every single time with every single one of your clients, and then everybody is happy. And I'm just so thankful that you tuned in for this video. So thank you so much for joining us on behalf of Salon Centric and the Tix Pro team. I'm Blake Reed Evans.